happy Monday, everyone. Happy New Year. I think it's still early enough in the year to say that. Really encouraged by the participation today. Glad all of you could join us. And as Kent mentioned, we're really delighted to incorporate giving our prize for innovation in agri-environmental research today. That it's something that CBEAR has done now for a number of years. Felt it important to highlight existing work and highlight those individuals or entities that have supported the work that CBEAR does through partnerships and collaborations and things like that. You can see on the slide now, we've had a number of folks, NGOs, academicians, government folks, provided it in 2017 to Jeremy Peters with NACD, really good partnership with the boots on the ground, as it were. And so we're really excited today, and I'm really privileged to get to announce the 2020 prize is to Dr. Marca Weinberg, the Associate Director of the Resource and Rural Economics Division at ERS. Dr. Weinberg has served in a number of leadership positions at ERS, including Active Administrator, the Director of Rural and Resource and Rural Economics Division. Part of that was an assistant professor out at UC Davis, did a stint at the CBO as an economist. Over her career, Dr. Weinberg has really celebrated and incorporated behavioral insights into developing policy, has been a real champion for promoting evidence-based policy and incorporating experimentation and developing that policy, particularly around agri-environmental programs. And importantly, she has supported a lot of efforts to quantify the benefits of those policy changes. And I know there's a number of folks on this call that have worked with Marca over the years, know her much better than I do. But just a personal story with Dr. Weinberg. She and I met a number of years ago as I became outreach director for CBEAR, and we crossed paths at Ag Outlook a number of times. And those hallway conversations with Marca really gave me an insight into who she is and why she's been so successful at ERS and all that she's done. She never failed to be, sincerely interested in the work that we were doing at CBEAR or some of the stuff I was working on down in Georgia. That sincerity was real, always very energetic and looking for ways to incorporate new things and build new partnerships and collaborations. And I really think is a testament to why she's been so successful and why she was a logical choice to receive this 2020 prize for innovation. So I'm very honored, as I say, to be the one to present this award to Marca. I'm really sad that we can't all be in the same room and that she can hear your applause. But Marca, again, thank you for your work. Thank you for your partnership and collaboration, and congratulations once again.
Thank you, Mark. And I just, I feel like we should be able to do the whole like TikTok thing where you hand it off, but anyhow, here's the award, and it's beautiful, and they mailed it to me. I really, truly, I know it seems a little cliched, but I'm just so honored and humbled and surprised to have been awarded this. But I'm so grateful, and I'm so grateful for all the years of getting to work with these brilliant researchers and to collaborate with CBEAR. I think back in, I was looking back at my records of when we first started trying to build these budget initiatives to be able to really take this behavioral and experimental work into the agri-environmental space. And I think it was back in 2012, and we met with Cass Sunstein when he was in OMB, and trying to figure out how to do experiments within the federal context. And in some ways it seems like a lifetime ago, and in some ways it just seems like yesterday. And I guess I just want to say a couple things. One is that really throughout my whole career, my goal was to do research that mattered. And I think that's what I tried to convey to my staff. And Mark, I'm really grateful that you got that even you know, in the hallways of the Ag Outlook Forum. But doing that is hard. And so to everybody who's participating in this seminar and the CBEAR folks, and you've just done such an amazing job of creating this community of science that we need to be able to do what I would call actionable research. So it's not gonna be as easy as other approaches to, say, getting really good journal articles, but it's a way of doing research that really matters and can really help build that evidence foundation for better policies. And I think that's why I'm here, and that's why we're all doing this. Clearly, behavioral experimental work is not new, and we're standing on the shoulders of giants, and just couldn't be happier that Esther got the Nobel Prize this year, and you know, recognizing that. But I think even still, it's not well established in the domestic agriculture space, and particularly domestic ag and environment. And so really what I want to do is just encourage you all to keep building on your fabulous successes. And doing that means really focusing on the outreach part. And I think that's why when CBEAR was established, and you know, from the very beginning, creating this position that was working with program agencies and working on the ground to really do research that was going to answer questions that policymakers want the answers to. That's how to have an impact, and that's what you've all done, and that's what the ERS staff did, and so I couldn't be prouder of all of you, and thrilled with this award, and excited to see what you're going to do next. And certainly there have been bumps in the road, and because it's hard, it just is harder. And I think working through those is another cliche, but it really did make us better. And Kent and Paul, I mean, the work you've done to establish protocols and really to build scientific rigor into this process, I think has just been extraordinary. I know ERS benefited from it tremendously, a truly collaborative relationship. I would be remiss if I didn't at least mention the ERS shoulders that I was standing on. And I would say Nate Higgins, Stephen Wallander, Dan Hellerstein, they're the ones that were really driving it from inside of ERS. I got to benefit from all of their hard work and success, and all our new hires who are going to work with you in the future. And I really just can't wait to see that. And so thank you again. I'm just thrilled and thrilled with how many people registered for this, and I'm excited to see what comes next. So thank you again.